Hello, hello, hello. How are you after this wonderful uh holiday weekend that we had? We know now we're going into fall. So how are you? I hope you are doing magnificent, but the main thing I hope is that you had a weekend that you made so new, so different that you are like, you know what? She's right. This felt good. New people, I didn't have to worry about being around the same folk who didn't, who had ugly thoughts about me, or who I had to wonder what were they thinking, or what am I going to run into this time. I was in a whole new environment. Oh, just talking about it, and you thinking about it as I talk about it. Isn't that, oh gosh, isn't that just phenomenally awesome? Listen, you are worth that, and you're supposed to have that. Why? Because every day is a fresh start. Every day. I have my mug, and I hope you have yours and your favorite beverage in it. I'm waiting for mine to cool just a little bit. And I hope you have your favorite beverage in it, and that you are uh, just relaxing with me, whether it's morning like it is here with me in the 5 o'clock hour, whether it's, excuse me, the afternoon, maybe on your lunch break, or the evening when you are settling down. But we are together, no matter what your zone is. So I am glad that we are back. I was so excited about this morning. I was thinking about it last night, and I said, "Oh, I can't wait for our session to start." To know that they have embraced their new image. They have embraced their new comfortables, their new comfortable, your new normal, I think is the correct terminology, your new normal. And you being comfortable with it. We talked about last week, it gets a little eerie, it gets a little funny. You just don't quite feel quite right, and I understand that simply because it's new. Anything new, it has a different feel, different flavor. But oh, once you settle into new, oh my goodness, it is the most awesome. And then you ride by the old and you think about the memories you made there. But oh, the memories you're making now, woo-hoo-hoo, awesome, awesome. And I am some kind of glad. Excuse me, I am some kind. They said old folk used to say, some y'all know I'm old school. Some kinds of glad that you are getting comfortable with your new image. So, where did you go? What did you do? Well, now some people may have had to work, people working in department stores and different things like that. I do understand, y'all probably had to work, you know. But for those of you who didn't, where did you go? What new did you embrace? What new did you embrace? What new was that? Because listen, the more you do the new, the better you get at it. I did, and I was glad. My daughter had invited me up. Excuse me. Excuse me. She said, "Mother, this is her." She can nobody say mother like my oldest. She says, "Mother, would you like to go to King's Dominion?" I said, "Yes." She said, "Okay, well, that's what we're going to do for the Labor Day weekend." I was like, "Yes!" Never been to King's Dominion in my life. Not that I can remember. I went to, there was some place I went. Well, it may have been King's Dominion. Come to think of it, it may have been. But I hadn't been there in so long, I couldn't remember that I had been. And so she set that weekend for to take me there. And I said, that's, excuse me, there goes my new. I'm going to see people I haven't seen. I'm going to be on soil that I have been on. And it was a good embrace. And then I went, they had a picnic, or cookout rather, not a picnic, cookout. And I was over there meeting people that, I had don't remember seeing or whatever. And I said, you know what? I said, I hope those that follow me, I hope they are getting into their new. I hope they are. I said, I hope that they are looking at how good it feels and how different. Now you have some more perspective, you have some more ideas. You've talked with new people and they've learned you. They've learned you. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I was able to rest in the middle of the day. I went back to sleep. Something I don't do normally. Every once in a great while, I might just take the initiative to go back to bed. But other than that, no. When I hit up and make that bed, it's a wrap. It's a wrap to later on that night when I retire. However, that was new. I said, you know what? I'm not getting ready to sit here and keep fighting this. I'm going to sleep. And that's what I did. I went to sleep to the point my daughter said, my daughter said she called me. She said she tried to FaceTime me. She said she even called me with her voice, but my door was closed. She said, Mom, when I didn't hear nothing from you, she said, I got right over there in that chair and I went to sleep with you. She said, I knew you were knocked out. I said, well, yeah, I was. I was. But what was so good about it was the fact that I was doing new. When I got up, I was refreshed and spent time with her, spent time doing some other things I had brought with me to get done. And let me tell you what I normally do. Normally, I would have come home Sunday evening. And I said, I have an extra day. If I don't come home, I don't have to go anywhere. I can stay here and continue enjoying with her. And that's what I did. Now that was new because before I would have to go back to resume my normal obligations, that day I would just want to be home in my home and rest and kind of get back into my mode and what I stayed right there. I sure did. I went but 2 hours and a half away. I didn't sweat it. And I was excited about that. So, see, I want you to know it's just little changes that you can make. It's not these big, you don't have to go this big, wow, change or something. It's the little, it's just the little changes, just the little things that you can do that can embrace your new, that freshness, you know. Um, I would have been kind of rushed Sunday for some things I were doing. And I don't know, my body said, I don't feel like going down that highway. And that's something new that has really, really, really blessed my life. That's something new. You know what? I didn't tell you who I was if you're new following me. I'm Shauna Grace, and I am a certified life coach, and I specialize in personal development so that you can have a beautiful relationship. Number one, with yourself. Number one, with God, yourself, your family, and others. Yes. And how we have a good relationship with, I call him daddy. Some you may call him God, most high, creator, heavenly father, whatever your relationship is with him, he's daddy for me. To have a good relationship with him and everybody else, you got to develop you. And he's given us his holy book, the holy writings, to help us to do just that. So no, it's not Bible study. Stop. Not Bible study. Don't leave. Not Bible study. The holy writings are not for Wednesday night and Sunday services. The holy writings are for every day of your life, that you may have that robust, abundant life, that he died. He sent his only son, Jesus, to die so we could have it. And people spend their lives trying to get it, not understanding it's in the holy book. The instructions for it is in the holy book. And so when we understand that new brings about that abundant life, we can embrace it. Even after we receive Jesus as our personal savior. The holy writings in 2 Corinthians 5:17 says, therefore, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. Isaiah 43:19, that same God, my daddy says, behold, I shall do a new thing. Daddy is always about new, because, stuff do get old. You've been going to McDonald's ever since you were, I guess ever since it come out, depending on how old you were when it came out. You've been running about McDonald's and Wendy's and Hardee's for years. What about some restaurants? I love Olive Garden. I love Logan's. I do. But you know what my mind is doing now? Where's some other restaurants? I know what being there is, but where's some other restaurants? Where are some other places that I can sit and have a good dinner that I have never been? Okay. Where are some other places? My daughter have even told me about new places, because I love Dairy Queen. Oh, Dairy Queen, their strawberry blizzards with wet walnuts. Yes, honey. But she told me, she said, Mom, she said, I know a place that'll beat Dairy Queen. I said, I looked at her, like, ain't too much can beat Dairy Queen. She said, oh, yes, it is. So she took me to this place called, is it Brewster's or Buster's, or I think it's Brewster's. She said, now I want you to taste this ice cream and get it the same way that you would get it at Dairy Queen. And I did. When I tell you, she said, she said, well, I said, honey, I didn't think there was nothing that could beat Dairy Queen. This beats Dairy Queen. It certainly does. And so what did I do? I found someplace new that I could enjoy, that gave me the same thing I like, but a new place, a better flavor, new environment. Didn't know nobody there but my daughter. And that was okay. That was fine. It was fine. See, I want you to know that what you, excuse me, I want you to know that what you, excuse me, what I bring to you here, I bring to myself as well. That's why I can talk to you about it with such a passion, because I'm being personally developed. And that's why I can talk to you, because I know the struggle. I know the want to go back to the old because the new doesn't feel right, but it's not supposed to. It's not. Stop looking for new to feel right or feel like your old felt. It's new. It's not supposed to feel the same. It's supposed to feel different. It's supposed to. Okay? It's supposed to. And it's supposed to, excuse me, it's supposed to because you are new. I kind of looked at her. She said, "Ma, just try it." She said, "You got to learn to try new things." And I had to clock her right there. I said, "Hold up." I said, "That's what I do is new." She said, "Yeah, then try this." And when she said that, I had to stop myself and say, "Okay, if new is what you do, then why are you kind of looking at her with that look as though you don't want to try the new?" And I had to check myself and say, "You know what? Yeah, let's go. Let's go." She said, "Thank you." I said, "Let's go." Because what's going to happen is that I'm going to try something new. Now, excuse me. Let me say this. Trying it, getting comfortable with it, and it still doesn't work is all right. At least you gave something new a chance. Have you ever heard people say, "Oh, I don't like that. I don't want that. I don't like that." Well, when did you try it? "Oh, I ain't never had it. I just don't like it. It don't look right." It doesn't look right. You going off of looks. Try it. "I don't want that. That ain't good." How you know it's not good? You haven't tried it. And you like, "Yep, yep." Because we've done it ourselves. "Oh no, I don't like that. I don't want that." I've even had some drinks and I was like, "Ugh, ooh, no, I think I won't try that." They said, "But it's good." Yeah, yeah, okay. Uh. And guess what? Either I'll say it or they'll say it. "How about if I bring you a taste?" Or I'll ask, "Can you bring me just a little bit? Let me taste it." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So what happens is I taste it, and guess what happens? I'm like, "Ooh, this is good." Uh-huh. But no, you didn't want that. It didn't taste good. Y'all had those moments? Yeah, I had those moments. Yeah, I have. I have had those moments. And in having those moments, I wound up having to say, "Shauna Grace, you got to stop it." Because you're passing up so many good opportunities to have new. So many good opportunities to have new. You understand me? And so I want you, as you get comfortable, don't let the uncomfortable stop you becoming comfortable. I'm going to say that again. Don't let your uncomfortable with your new stop you from becoming comfortable with your new. Because at first it's going to be uncomfortable. If I have any believers up here, the first time you accepted Christ as your personal savior, it felt different. You liked what you felt, but now what do we do? How do I do this? And you had to learn, you had to unlearn the ways of the world and or sin and learn the ways of the kingdom and righteousness. Was it always comfortable? No, it wasn't. Mm-mm. Why? Because it was new. It was new. And that's where I am. If you've looked at the logo on my channel, I'm there with a camera. Ching, ching. Why am I there with the camera? I'm there with the camera because I'm taking a picture of the new. And that's what I want you to do. When you look in the mirror, see new. Conversations you used to have, stop. Have some new conversations. Talk about some new things. Ask about some new things. You see what I'm saying? Ask about some new things. Why? Because you have got to get to the place that you understand that you are embracing new. You got to. And because see, it's because you've been in the old so long, your mind automatically goes back to the old. Well, now, if I were doing this my old way, I'd just be done already, done, had and done. Okay, then keep working with the new until you get just as efficient with that as you were with the old. When you started with what was old at one time, it was new. Woo! Did y'all hear that? What's now old was one time new. And you hung with it. You kept embracing it. You kept wanting it to be a part of you until it was just second nature. It's the same thing with this new. It's going to become old after a while. And you're going to be so comfortable with it. And people that haven't known you are going to learn you, but they're going to learn the new you. See, the difference in the old community and the new community is that the old community knows the old you. Now you're in a new community and they get to learn the new you. You don't have nobody in the old community over here in the new community talking about, oh girl, yeah, I've been knowing her for years. That ain't her. That's, I don't know, she's going through a phase or something. And have people distorted in their thinking about you when it's not a phase. It's a new you, and you are embracing it, and it's here to stay. It's here to stay. The only way that you can convince people of that is not like this. It's by continuing to be new, continuing to live, continuing to do new, live new, do new, hang out with new, go to new environments. Now, there's some things that are going to be permanent, like your beautician, because I mean, I don't like switching up people to do my hair. I like my beautician. I like to get one beautician and stick with that beautician. Now, what I can say is what you all have already seen, right? We can do new things. But I'm sticking with my beautician. My hair is already used to their hands because, listen, your scalp and your hair is alive and it knows the hands that stay on it. And it knows when a new set of hands have gotten on it. It knows that. A lot of time hair doesn't act right when there's a new set of hands on it until it understands that these are the hands that's going to be on his head. Come on, catch a grip. Get with it. Grip the new and let's go. Okay. But beauticians, yeah, that's gonna always be the same. But where the new comes in at is when your beautician say, you know what, I was thinking about you the other day, and there's a style I saw. I'm telling you, because especially if they've been doing your hair for some years now, they know what styles will fit you and what styles will not. They specialize in making you look good in your head, in your hair. And so what happens is they come to you and they say, listen, let me try this style on you. And you be like, girl, stop. Go on and do my hair like you've been doing it so I can get out of here. No, I want to try this on you. This would look good. It's new, it's fresh. Fresh start. Uh-huh. It's fresh. And I believe it would be awesome on you. And you'd be like, girl, come on. I ain't come here to stay. I got to go. Now you know how we roll. We roll what? A few minutes and we out. Okay? We roll a few minutes and we are out. So what are we saying? We are saying, excuse me, we are saying try new. Even with a beautician. And don't fight. Don't fight. Because listen, here's the thing. If you got a beautician that know what they're doing, and I have one, oh my God, I have one. We had a catastrophe right before this. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know it was going to turn out like this. I didn't know. She swung right into correction mode. Thus, this was birthed. And I looked at it. I said, now, woo! I thought I was in a mess there for a minute. She said, oh no. She said, I wasn't leaving you like that. But see, now this I'd never had. I've had this color, but I didn't get it the way she did it. And I was a little, but I said, okay, go ahead. And I because I did, look what I have. Look what I have. Look what I have. And I am enjoying it. I am. Y'all, I look in the mirror and I'm like, yes, that looks good. It looks beautiful to me. You understand what I'm saying? I want you to know that you have to get it in your mind that this new, I'm going to try it. If it don't work, it don't work. If she had not been successful in pulling this off, I would have just went to the store and got a wig that I felt like I could, deal with until we got my head together, and I'd have kept moving. But she knew what to do, and I had to trust her that she knew what to do. And when it was over, this right here is what came forth. I was so happy. I was so happy. I went to Facebook. I was so happy. I sure did. And I told them, your girl did a thing. And I've been doing it ever since. And I'm settling into it. Now, when I get ready to put my hat on Sunday morning, that's going to be another challenge. But you know what? I'm going to embrace it. You know why? It's new. I'm used to my hair being down behind my hat, coming down from my hats. And I got a wig I ain't put on that. If this don't fit like I want it, I just slap the wig on, let the hair roll and keep it moving. But I doubt I'm going to do that because this is new. and I'm going to enjoy it. Listen, we're here this week, today, tomorrow, and Thursday. Join me. Come on back and let's talk about getting comfortable with new. Okay? Have a great rest of your day being new in your fresh start.